Megan Edwards of Focus Communications, and this morning we're getting an update from Novo Resources Executive Co-Chairman Michael Spreadborough. Novo Resources is an Australian gold explorer that trades on the Toronto Stock Exchange under the symbol NVO. Michael, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolute pleasure.
Now, before we discuss today's news from the company, could you give our listeners an overview of Novo Resources and your portfolio of projects in Australia?
I think that's a really good start. So here's a bit of a slide. So as you said, Novo is an Australian-based company, but oddly we're on the TSX. And our whole focus is gold exploration. That is our core. We believe that there's a lot of value in having a company that's just focused on gold rather than diversified in other commodities. So as shown in this picture, Western Australia is part of the continent of Australia. We're up in the northwest of Western Australia, about 1,200 kilometres north of Perth, and we have over 10,000 square kilometres of good gold prospective tenure. So that's us. We're a gold explorer. We do have a little bit of tenure over in Victoria, but our pure focus is that gold exploration.
And today the company announced some major news involving De Grey mining and Novo's Becher gold project and the adjacent tenements. Can you walk us through this release?
Indeed. So look, it has a couple elements to it. The first thing is De Grey mining, many of the listeners here wouldn't be aware of it. It's a $2 billion Australian Stock Exchange market capitalisation company. Their focus is gold as well. They're kind of our neighbours. 4 years ago, they started work north of some of our tenements, and they've been very successful. They've now built up a resource of 11 million ounces. That's kind of huge, and we've got tenements right next door. So we started drilling some of our tenements in September. The results have been absolutely fantastic. We've got the news flow going out to places, so we've got their interest. So today we announced that the two parties, Novo and De Grey, would get together and form a joint venture to go and do continued exploration on our Becher project, which is the key one right next to their tenure. So that's exciting. So they're going to spend $25 million over 4 years to get a 50% ownership of that project. So that's exciting for us, and that de-risks the project for Novo shareholders. And then the second element is they're also going to invest in Novo. They're going to invest $10 million Australian, which will give them a bit over 11% of Novo. So it's a very combined, transaction. They're very knowledgeable in the area, so that brings a lot of knowledge to Novo and to developing that project. But they're also going to provide us funds to allow us going exploring elsewhere in the Pilbara. So all up, I think, are very good news for everyone.
Absolutely, and a significant announcement for the company. With funding of Becher now solidified for the near future, will the company now shift focus to your other exploration projects?
Very good question. So as I said, we've got this 10,000 square kilometres of tenure across the Pilbara. So there is some areas that we haven't been able to get to. Our teams have just been too busy. So we'll retask our exploration team to start focusing on those areas and see if we can have the same success that we've had Becher. And with De Grey taking over management of exploration at Becher, we will still be running a drill rig all the way through the rest of the year. So from August through December, people will continually see us drilling our other targets and news flow. So I think still we're focused on gold exploration. We've got a lot of targets to chase up in the Pilbara.
Now, in the press release, the company mentions the commencement of a strategic review for the Nullagine gold project. What is the underlying goal of the strategic review, and what might it mean for this project?
Yeah, so some listeners would be familiar that in the Novo story, we started the Nullagine operations. We took it down in suspended operations in September last year, and it's now in care and maintenance. We're going to sit back and have a good look at where that project sits within the portfolio of Novo. Being in care and maintenance, it does cost money to do that. There is a need for exploration. We don't see a kind of near-term chance to bring it back into production. So we really want to see whether it's worth maintaining that asset within Novo, given that we've really transitioned back to being a pure gold exploration. So we're really looking for the best value for shareholders.
Mm-hmm. And Novo has begun the process to seek a dual listing on the Australian Securities Exchange through an IPO. For our listeners, can you discuss this dual listing and value behind it?
Yeah, so as we talked before, we're already on the TSX and we're on the OTC platform. So we've been members of those platforms for a long time now, and we get great support. But being Australian based, all of our management team and all of our assets are in Australia. We see that the Australian Stock Exchange will offer us a better breadth of being able to raise funds in the future when we need to do that. We're in the home, backyard, so we'll get more, acknowledgement of all the work that we're doing. And now that De Grey is going to be a partner of us at a $2 billion market cap on the ASX, they definitely get recognition, and we see that recognition flowing to us. So all in all, it'll be complementary to the TSX, but it allows us to broaden our investor base, which I think will be important for us as we go forwards and grow our exploration program.
Absolutely. And Michael, to cap things off, could you leave us with a brief overview of why investors should keep an eye on Novo moving forward?
So, as I said, I think the announcement today with a $2 billion market cap company investing into our key project, Becher, is really key to us. And that de-risks the project. I think it's also important to recognise that that's going to be a 50-50 joint venture. So that still allows upside for Novo shareholders down the track. We've definitely got a strong portfolio across the Pilbara. We've built up a great land base. We've got a brilliant exploration team. They've been successful already, and hopefully we'll continue to find other targets. Long term, we are a gold explorer, but we're looking for big targets. We're looking for 1 million ounce type projects, and we'll continually look for those projects in Australia and do some opportunities to see if we can pick up those projects as part of us. And don't forget, we do have some exposure to lithium and nickel and copper. We normally joint venture those type of assets. So, and finally, obviously, we've just talked about it. The dual listing will give us a breadth. And with the De Grey announcement, we'll have about $30 million of cash in the bank when they give us the check tomorrow. So that'll be exciting.
Very much so. Well, thank you so much for the update, Michael, and thank you for coming on the show today. And we hope to have you on again soon.
Thank you very much.